Then we move on to specification number 3, which asks us to describe an ecosystem as a unit containing the community of organisms and their environment, interacting together. Now, let's understand what an ecosystem is. An ecosystem is a functional unit made up of a community of living organisms, their non-living environment, and all the interactions between them. It includes both the living and non-living components that work together to maintain life. The living components, also known as biotic factors, include plants, animals, fungi, and bacteria. The non-living components, called abiotic factors, include light intensity, water, air, soil, mineral ions, and temperature. These biotic and abiotic components constantly interact with one another, allowing organisms to survive, grow, and reproduce. Ecosystems can vary greatly in size. They may be as small as a garden pond or as large as Antarctica. In fact, the biosphere, which includes all living organisms and their environments on Earth, can be considered the largest ecosystem. An ecosystem is also a self-sustaining system. Energy enters mainly from the sun, flows through food chains and food webs, while nutrients are continuously recycled by decomposers and other natural processes. In this way, ecosystems continue to function by maintaining a balance between living organisms and their environment. As you can see in the diagram, an ecosystem consists of the interaction between a community of organisms and the non-living parts of the environment. The marine ecosystem shown includes living organisms such as fish, corals, and a crab, together with abiotic factors like water and rocks. The diagram demonstrates that an ecosystem is formed when living organisms and their physical environment interact and function together as one complete system. Now, before we continue, it is important not to confuse a habitat with an ecosystem, because these two terms have different meanings. A habitat is simply the place where a particular organism lives. It is the natural home or environment that provides the conditions the organism needs to survive. The focus of a habitat is only on the living place of an organism. For example, a woodland can be the habitat of a fox, or a pond can be the habitat of a frog. An ecosystem, on the other hand, is much broader. It is a complete system that includes the community of living organisms together with the non-living environment, such as soil, water, air, light, and temperature, all interacting with one another. The focus of an ecosystem is not just where organisms live, but also how they interact with each other and with their environment. So, the main difference is that a habitat refers to the place where an organism lives, whereas an ecosystem includes the organisms, their physical environment, and all the interactions that occur between them. A habitat is therefore only one part of an ecosystem. For example, a woodland may be the habitat of many different organisms, while the woodland ecosystem includes those organisms together with the soil, water, air, sunlight, and all the interactions taking place within that environment.